I really want Palmr to be the brand for everyone because not only is our mission around type 1 diabetes, but we also are a self-care brand.
That's my personal goal for the year, as well as to work a whole lot less.
But I want health for my mind, my body, and my soul.
It's going to be, I think, my biggest project.
Hey Palmr fam, I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Nick.
And welcome back to another episode of the Urgent Lows with us. We're so excited for you to be here once again.
How's it going today?
Oh man, we almost didn't make it.
We really almost didn't. So we are going into this episode not with a full plan. Not that it's not going to be a good episode, but during the Christmas and New Year's holiday, the flu has struck the family.
All of us.
All of us.
Took us all down, one by one, different times.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
And it definitely knocked us on our butt.
Yeah.
I know I'm not 100% back yet. No more fevers, anything like that, but you can definitely feel still a little bit of the fogginess and like just low energy, I guess you can say right now.
So every year, my family and I have a tradition that we, on Christmas Day, we drive up to the Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia. And it's super fun most of the time. So we did that. We got the kids back on Christmas morning at 9 a.m. And then we got on the road by like 10:30 on Christmas Day. And we drove to Georgia. Super fun. Like, you have a house in the mountains. So it's my sister, her family, her kids, and my parents. So I think we were like 2 days into our trip. Mind you, on this trip, we were so pumped because we're like, okay, we're going to bring all this like new Palmr stuff and we're going to do like photo shoots in it, like in the mountain. It's going to be like really awesome, right? So I packed a huge suitcase with all this Palmr clothes because we were going to do all these photo shoots. We had it all planned out. It was the second day of us being there and Parker starts complaining about a headache. And we're like, okay, like, I mean, the kids had been like coming back and forth from us, having a runny nose, having a cough, but it's just kind of how it goes this time of year with having kiddos. If you're a parent, you know. Okay, he says he has a headache, right? So we give him Advil or Tylenol, and then we tell him, like, just go lay down, go to bed for the night. You know, he was feeling bad when the whole family was playing a game together and he like left in the middle of the game to go like lay down and go to bed. So that was my first sign of like, this might not be good.
Yeah, there's definitely a problem when he doesn't want to hang out with anybody, do something fun. You could tell he was really bummed. He wanted to do it with us, but he felt that bad.
Yeah. So then the next morning he woke up horrible, like feeling even worse. And then a few hours later, guess who else goes down with him? This guy over here. He starts to tell me, yeah, like I have a headache, like, you know, I'm just not feeling very great, like I have a cough. And I'm like, oh no, I hope this is not what Parker has, like what's going on? So then midway through that day, Parker starts not feeling very good to his stomach and starts vomiting. And if there is one thing about type 1 diabetes, it's hard on its own. But you add in any sort of sickness or anything extra going on with the body, and it's just the most awful. It seems like a cruel joke. Like, that's literally what I kept telling people. Like, what we're going through right now, I feel like it's a cruel joke. Because Parker gets it. He starts throwing up. Now, fast forward, Nick is full blown, has it as well, not feeling good. He's down. Next day, Evie goes down. And then a few days after that, I go down. It was awful. So on that day that you woke up feeling bad, I looked at you and was like, we're just going to have to drive home. There's no point for us to be here right now. First of all, like Parker and you are just stuck in your rooms because we don't wanna get the rest of the house sick, we don't know what we have. When you're sick and you just, like, wanna be home, like,
Mhm.
it's just so Nick is like, "No, I'm gonna find this Essentra Care, and we're gonna go in to go see a doctor," and I'm like a walk-in clinic, and I'm like, "Okay." So he finds one, he's like, "I found one, it's not too far away, like, let's go." We all get in the car, we drive there, we drive down this mountain, like, to get to this house, it was, like, this whole mountain you had to climb up, so we had to climb it down, and we get there, we pull in to the walk-in clinic, and this is how much you're in a small town. There was a sign on the door that said, "We are understaffed, so we are not opening our doors again until January 2nd. Merry Christmas." Like, and you were like, it said it was open online, and yeah, it was just so at that point when that was closed, I'm like, "We're gonna go back to the house. We are packing up our stuff and we're leaving because this isn't going to make any sense for us." So at this point of me making this decision, I'm feeling fine, and Evie's also like, she's okay. She kinda has a cough, but she's not bad. Her and I are, like, still doing okay. We leave. What time would you say we left
It's
Georgia?
around 2 o'clock.
So we leave, we pack up the car up. My family helps us pack up the car. Mind you, Nick felt so bad that at one point he was trying to go up the stairs and he like went sideways and hit the wall. Like he was so dizzy. He was just, and then he was sweating so bad because he had a fever and it was just, he was not doing well. So, you did make a point where you're like, "I really don't want to put this drive on you because it's just gonna be you, like,
Mhm.
I can't drive right now, like, I'm so dizzy, like, I feel so
I couldn't even
shit."
drive myself to the walking clinic that was closed.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Ilf, it's fine, like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get us home, whatever." 'Kay. So we get in the car, we go through a drive-through to get some lunch, only Evie and I ate, I think you ate a little bit, Parker nothing, wanted nothing, was just in the back seat, like, sleeping already. So we get into the drive, one by one, everyone falls asleep, I am driving, and I proceed to drive the next 8 hours in the worst traffic I've ever been in, but also the worst fog I've ever driven through, and then the fog turned into torrential rain when I got to the state of Florida, all by myself. Like, it was so bad that in Georgia, through the fog, that the semi trucks had their hazards on because it was that bad, you could not see anything. And Nick was in the front seat, in the passenger seat, just snoring, so sick, like not there. So I basically did this ride. I did not basically, I did do this ride all by myself. And I have never been so tense in my entire like I was just like I had to like be looking so concentrated. Then there's not just that my driving conditions. I'm also having to keep up with the kids' diabetes because just because they're sick, that doesn't mean you can forget about their diabetes.
And it's extra stubborn. And one thing I didn't even know is that, like, when you do have the flu, luckily I haven't my kids haven't really had it, but, like, your blood sugar just goes up, and it's more challenging to get them down. You gotta give them additional insulin, and just really be honestly a lot more on top of it.
Yeah, so Parker was so high because he was the one feeling the worst during our trip back. There was nothing that could get him down. Like, I kept waking up Nick, like, "Hey," like, because the alarms kept going off. "We need to try to tank him right now." Like, he's so high. He hasn't eaten anything. So it's not because he's eaten anything. Like, he literally has an empty stomach. He can't keep anything down. So that was just awful, to say the very least, and it really tested our marriage because I was so PO'd. At the time, I was just so upset, really upset about it, and I told Nick how upset I was about it when we
Yes,
got
sir.
home. But then the next day, it hit me full force. So, I thought about it and I was like, "Okay." I thought about it in a different way. I'm like, "God did this for a reason." God did it that I was still okay to be able to drive us home, and then the next day it hits me, and by that time, you were feeling a little better. You could kinda, like now take care of Evie, who's coming down with it, and then also myself. But yeah, Parker, Nick, and Evie all went to the walk-in clinic once we were back home, and they all tested positive for flu A.
Oh, yes.
So yes, that is just how we spent Christmas and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Yeah. And now that we've ranted about our sickness, we
That's
do want to move on so we don't bore you too much. But one of the things that we did last year in Georgia when we went over the holidays is our kind of yearly planning. And this was more on a both personal side, like setting our personal goals for the year, as well as, business goals. And at that point, we were planning Palmer out. We had not
fun.
launched any products. We had a few, products that we were kinda testing at that point, but that's when we really started building out, like, our plan for the year, and so we were planning on doing that again while we were there. Well, because we got sick, that never happened.
Nope.
So we thought it would be a cool time for us to do it on the spot as part of our podcast, and you guys can hear some of our conversations and find out a little bit more of what we're wanting to do this year.
Yeah, so to start it off, Nick, what are a few items that you're super excited to be working on to bring out this year?
On the men's side of things, something I'm currently working on, I'm really excited about, is sunglasses. We're not talking about those really cheapy sunglasses that
Plasticky, like
plasticky. We're talking like high-end, nice sunglasses. At least something on the quality of something like Warby Parker and all that, right? And we want to make them so affordable. We're not trying to do anything crazy, but we want nice sunglasses. And so I've been working with a factory, got some samples in. I'm really excited. We're really happy to see how everything comes up, and we want to do some fun colors.
yeah.
There's a lot of sunglasses out there. We want to do something a little bit different, and by doing these fun colors, personally, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a men's and a women's version are gonna be the first 2 pair that come out, and we just settled on the colors for each, and I'm so excited. This is so exciting, like, picking the colors, picking the lens colors, it's just very this is fun, so I'm really excited we're doing it.
Mhm. Another big thing, and this is going to be, I think, my biggest project, is that I really want to do the perfect men's jogger. And it's something that we're going to fully develop
Mhm.
from the ground up. I have a lot of ideas in my head already, but now it's time to actually start working with the factory on all those things, sampling, testing, R&D, and all that. And that's like probably the biggest new item that I want to do for the men's.
Yeah.
Everything else is going to be, taking what we've already done, the polos, the button ups, the shorts,
Mhm.
really kind of come up with some cool new patterns. We need to be working on that. And so we're going to release new patterns throughout the year of those as kind of our core, staples.
Wait, you're missing something. Our custom pockets that we're
Mm,
working on.
yes, that is true.
Sorry, did I just say a secret I was missing?
No, I don't know. Um, we are working with the factory in China right now on some diabetes pockets that will, we're testing a concept, I guess you can say.
Mhm.
And so they will be developing these pockets that have zippers in it that we will be able to take and add on to our clothing that is already here
Mm.
to hold an insulin pump.
'Cause I really feel the biggest critique we've gotten so far when it comes to certain garments in the pockets, it's like, yeah, this is great that it has slits to run the tubing through, but, like, I don't feel safe to just have my pump in there without it being, like, in a zipper or something. I feel like it's gonna come out,
Yes. And
which
so,
we just dealt with, having to get a replacement for Parker's pump because a soccer ball hit the pump and shattered the screen, and it's not an easy process, so
no, it is not. And so, yes, these will be zipper pockets that we're going to be able to sew onto different items. Hopefully, it works out.
yeah, super excited for that too because it's gonna be if it works how we have it working in our mind, it's gonna be, like, next level for what we can offer.
Yeah, we tested it a little bit. We actually took one of our shorts, and the back pockets has a zipper. And
Mhm.
so we actually cooked that with our seamstress, cut it up, and she sewed it onto some things as a test, and it came out pretty good, and that's what showed the factory,
Mhm.
and so we'll see.
And there's, like, a lot of details that go into it because, especially for women, like, we don't want anything bulging out of our sides of our pockets, like, we wanna look as clean and straight as possible, so it's even, like, thinking about that. Yes, we're creating a pocket, but is it actually gonna lay on the body where it's not gonna just, like, be so obvious that you're wearing something right there or there's something in your pocket? So we really have taken that next step and really have taken our time to perfect that as
Mhm.
well.
And then the last thing I have on my list is to finally release this hat I've been working on for months. I really was very picky on the quality and the a lot of the details, and so you've probably seen me wear it at some point. It's a blue hat. I am being excited to finally be releasing that at some point. I'm should be getting this next round of samples in to sign off on some of the sizing, and then that will go into production. But I've been really excited about that hat, as well as the men's version of this hat. We just released the youth ones, but the men's ones are currently in production and be to us soon. But I've been really happy with our new hat designs. I felt like we really took a big step up on the design side of things.
We have 2 little Palmer fans called Reagan and Houston that won't stop asking, "Uncle Nick, when's the blue hat coming? Uncle Nick, what about this?" So,
They literally asked me, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Has the blue hat arrived yet?"
yeah, it's not even, "Hello, good to see you, hi." No, "Do you have the blue hat yet, Uncle Nick?" So, that's been fun. And then I would say another big part of 2025 is really honing in on the custom items for the women
Yes.
and for girls as well. On my end, my dream garments would be to get a bathing suit, a one-piece bathing suit, one for women, one for girls, and then, perfecting a romper. I really would love to, create a women's PJ that really makes sense. That is really something that after talking to so many diabetic ladies that we know, that's like that's such a huge thing. Like, you don't even think about it, but it's so, like, you really don't wanna have to go to sleep with, like, a bag on you, like, with heavy stuff, but you still need to have your pump near you, and then you don't really wanna run the risk of, like, just putting it on your bed and then it falling and you roll over and something breaks on it. So, I would really ideally love to create that. And then another thing I've had in the works too is creating a one-piece bodysuit, which will be an undergarment for the ladies to wear that will include so it'd be like a full body bodysuit with top, kind of like a bra top, that will include pockets for the equipment to go through as well. So those are some dream items that I have in the works for me, and I really feel like 2025 is going to be the start of our custom items for the whole brand, and I'm super pumped about that.
Yeah, definitely a lot of really good things. I mean, I know for me personally, really learned a lot this year, or should I say last year. 2024 was our year of learning, and we knew that was what it was going to be. Testing things, talking to people, seeing what people seem to like, and it was a big, learning experience for me.
Yeah, I think to end it, what would you say is one personal, like, goal that you're trying to hit in 2025?
For me, it's really gonna be about being healthy
Mhm,
as well as, working out more, getting more serious. I wanna lose 15 pounds. That's my personal, goal for the year,
mhm.
as well as to work a whole lot less.
Yeah, and then mine kinda same I'm kinda piggyback on yours too, but I want health for my mind, my body, and my soul. So I actually, at the end of 2024, started working with a nutritionist, and I have done a lot of body scans, a GI test, a hair test, a lot of blood work done to really figure out and understand my body better. I've always struggled with my tummy, always pretty much have an upset tummy, so really trying to learn, like, what's going on there and how I can better feel my body. So 2025 is my year of health overall as well.
That is awesome. So before we end, one question that I have for you is on the Palmer side, what is one kind of goal outside of the products? We talked about like new products and
Mhm.
stuff. What is an accomplishment that you would love to see that could be a goal for 2025?
Yeah, so I really think, and we've touched on this before, I really want Palmer to be the brand for everyone because not only is our mission around type 1 diabetes, but we also are a self care brand and we really want to hone in on how the garments make you feel. And we want to be able to offer these garments to everyone. So that means including all sizes that we can possibly have for garments. So that's really my goal is to be an inclusive brand for everyone. How about you?
I would love to work with our first celebrity or influencer or somebody big, somebody that's well known.
Yes.
I
I
think
did
that
plant a seed in 2024. I don't
yes,
wanna say it yet. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll know what it is, but
it's not Justin Timberlake.
oh my
That's a other inside joke. But anyways,
for another day.
that's for another day. But yeah, I would love for us to do some type of, have a celebrity wear something, support us,
Like a
all of
collab.
that.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of it is possibly do a collab, either with a celebrity or, I don't know, maybe another brand or something.
Yeah.
It would be just really cool to team up with some people and continue to build this community. And we are somebody who likes to work with others. So.
Yeah, and continue spreading the awareness of type 1 and continuing our support to find a cure. All right, well, I think that does it for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, Palmer fam.
Bye.